So you said this is chickpeas?
These are chickpeas, yes.
When were these grown?
They were planted at the end of May, last week in May. They've had a bit of water damage. You can see where the water gone yellow, where the water's affected them. Too much water. But generally, where they're not damaged, they look pretty good. So there's water damage out here. So yeah.
When I'm thinking about that equipment again, remind me, how long does it take to plant this field with that equipment?
Look, we could come in here in 12 hours with 2 machines and have it done. Yep.
So which means in a day, which is like from early morning to midnight?
No, so from say 7 o'clock in the morning to 7 o'clock at night, and we've basically got it done.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, people, you can change the drivers and
so we change the drivers every 12 hours.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. And then in terms of so that is spraying. What about planting?
Sorry, planting's about the 12 hours to do. Spraying, we could spray this in 4 hours, 4.5, 5 hours.
4.5 hours, which means she's like
quite quick.
Quite quick.
Yeah.
What would this 300? You said 300 hectares?
Yeah, 330. I'd like to think this year that we could get close to 2 tonne to the hectare here. I'd like to think that
2 tonne. What is 2 tonne of it?
2,000 kilos.
2,000 kilos
a hectare.
Per hectare.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'd like to think that.
Okay. Harvesting is just like one day you're done.
On this farm, in this paddock, yes.
This paddock.
Yeah.
Okay. Chickpeas. What is the trick for success with chickpeas?
Look, management of the crop management is probably a big thing. It's got a few issues as far as disease, insect damage, all that sort of stuff, and having a good profile of moisture is a good start. Yeah.
Okay.
So there's those scenarios, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I see a lot of this generation coming home now that have been away and skills in other businesses, like like different skills, and they bring home skills that are a real help to managing, whether it's financial or mechanical stuff or electrical stuff or whatever. If they come home with some skills that are always, a big help, or learn about grain marketing or all that sort of stuff.
Okay.
Yep. So as you can see, it's very wet here. So that's a Fava bean crop. Which looks pretty good. But it's quite a big seed. Really good for the soil.
Yeah.
Lots of flowers
really
on it.
Well.
Yeah, no, it's quite magnificent. This year's probably one of the best crops I've seen of it, to be honest.
Yeah.
So it's really well flowered. Growing really well.
This is fava beans.
Yeah.
Fava beans.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So quite a big bulky crop.
It smells very well. It smells like beans, like cooked beans.
Yeah.
So you pretty much like
really good stock feed.
Yeah.
Really good stock feed.
Oh, it's for stock.
We feed a lot of sheep with it.
All right. So you don't wait for the beans to come?
Yeah, we do. No, so and then we'll keep the beans. We'll store the beans.
Yeah.
And feed them to stock as well. A lot of people feed them to stock.
Okay.
Yeah. So
what about
see the beans starting to form?
Yeah. What about the plant after that?
Well, it's basically harvested about this high off the ground, so it becomes sort of nothing. Because imagine it goes dry.
Okay.
It goes dry.
When it gets dry, it
it goes really. You lose all the leaf, and you look like these big stalks.
Okay.
So this is where you can see where the spray rig's been in. Spray it.
That
So
high tall equipment that we're seeing.
So that big yellow machine. Is so that's
with tall legs like this high.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
So you're not destroying the crop.
Okay. So it then goes but it's destroying one line.
Yeah, one line.
So you're willing to sacrifice one line.
Yeah, you have to.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So it goes and goes. I can't see the end of this.
There's 280 hectares in this field.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's almost 1.5. It's almost this size. It's almost like 1.5.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good
So
crop.
in terms of yield, assuming no problems, what do you get per hectare in this?
Oh, look, it's hard to say. I'd love to say 3 ton.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's sort of the average.
Yeah, I'd like
Okay.
to. But a normal year, you would not get. This is an exceptional year.
Okay, because the rains were very good this
Yeah,
year.
very, very good.
And then in terms of the frequency, do you have a schedule of, because obviously you have different fields, how do you do with rotation?
Well, we try to only grow one cereal. So this will have wheat in it next year.
Yeah.
So we try and mix it around quite regularly every year, as much as we can. Some years we'll double crop some wheat country, but normally it's one of these and one wheat, and then sort of swapping.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it doesn't happen all the time, but that's what we try to. Yeah.
Is this soil good for corn?
Corn? Look, you can. I've never grown corn, but I think the right season, the right moisture, you could.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
The trouble is, our summers are so hot here. It can be tough going if they're flowering in the 40, 45 degree stuff. It can be very, very hard.
Okay.
Yeah. So it can be quite warm here in the summer. Yep. And a little windy.
What is the most common pest for these beans?
A lot of aphids and stuff.
Okay.
Basically. Yep.
So to get to this stage, how many times have you sprayed?
We've sprayed this since planting 3 times, I think. Yep.
Okay.
No fertilizer on this one.
There's no fertilizer because beans don't like fertilizer.
We could. We didn't fertilise here. We didn't think there
The
was a
soil
need.
looks very rich.
Yeah, it's nice soil. It's a little bit, it can be a little bit sodicy in places, but basically it's pretty good soil. It's pretty forgiving soil. It doesn't like getting compacted too much.
Okay.
And that's better NoTillFarming and tram tracking, driving on the same line has been huge. Yep. So you're not packing the whole land, you're packing just one section.
Hey farmers, he's saying this soil was never planted, was never plowed.
It has, back in the time it has plowed, but not this year. No.
He hasn't plowed, despite all this good crop, he didn't plow. Because in Africa, people tend to plow almost every year. It's like, it's almost goes without saying that you have to plow the field. But he's saying he didn't plow the field.
Sprayed. It's sprayed.
But he sprayed the field, which is I think it's a new thing. I think African farmers would have to learn to avoid plowing all the time.
Yes.
Because I think it's for us, it's like something that we have to do, and yet you're saying no, you can do without
Well,
plowing.
certainly when I first came home a long time ago, we ploughed. We
Okay.
ploughed.
Did it make any difference?
I think this lets us manage our moisture a lot better.
Okay. There's a lot of advantages that you're telling me about not plowing, because obviously if you're plowing all the time, you're exposing the soil and you're drying the soil, and then eventually you're probably losing a lot.
And I think it improves the soil structure by not ploughing it and turning it over, like it becomes, and especially out here, if we leave the stubble in the heat of the summer, it protects it a bit.
Yeah.
So, there's win-wins for it all. So this is a wheat crop that was planted in the last week of April.
Okay.
At 30 kilos a hectare, but that rate changes for different areas. We're on about 30 kilos a hectare with 100 kilos of urea under it.
What determines whether you are going? Is it the agronomist's recommendation or
that we grow wheat here?
we grow 30 kilos per hectare?
Yeah, look, it is. Yep. So that's starting to come out in the head, obviously. So you can see. These ones haven't picked that whole head up yet. They'll come up more. Some of the head's not out yet. He's not right out yet.
Okay.
There's plenty more heads to come. So yeah, it's looking really good.
So how do we manage to have no weeds here? Is that because of
this?
this?
To do with the spray rig coming on afterwards. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
and it keeps it for how long before weeds come back again?
Oh, look, hopefully we have it under control now to after harvest, and then we'll probably have to start the summer. We'll use Roundup and stuff to do a blanket spray
Okay.
on it. So at the moment it's looking pretty good, but as you said, there's a lot more heads to come out, and it's a lot,
Yeah. No,
it's looking pretty good.
it's looking very
For this area, anyway.
Yeah. No, even because normally I would see some with yellow.
Yeah, no, we're very lucky here. We're
Yeah.
very lucky at the moment. It's been pretty good.
Looks like the soil also is good for this.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
suited to it pretty well. Yeah.
So in terms of how many of our yield, average yield for this?
Oh,
So I'm
look,
trying.
I'd like to think this year 3 ton maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
3 ton per hectare.
Yeah.
Where does this farm end? With this crop?
This crop is 209 hectares. Down at the building down there and back
So
over.
it's like 10k, 5k's out there. Down.
I wouldn't do that.
4k.
Yeah, it's a bit.
Okay. And then this way?
Maybe. Yeah, it'll probably go 2Ks or something like that.
2k.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, look, our longest spray run's about 4.5 Ks, and that's very efficient.
4.5.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's-
one run.
Wow. So what is the biggest pest for this?
Sorry.
The biggest pest for this crop?
Not really a lot of pests as far as mice can be damage to them. Bug-wise, it's they're not too bad. We get a little bit of stripe rust, which we've sprayed for.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, pest-wise, not a huge amount gets really bad. Yeah, so it's pretty good.
Is this mostly for export or?
Both. Depends on what it is, what the markets are doing. A lot of both. Yeah. So
All right.
technology's been huge.
It's huge. So do you often drive around the farm to check how the crops are doing, or how do you
Try and get around once a week, and then agronomist comes and he looks at it probably similar, I'd say, or once every couple of weeks. Depends on what's happening, or how often he needs to be here. Like we're coming up to stage where, as far as insects, he'll be more regular, because that's we're getting to the stage where insects are going to be an issue in these fava beans and chickpeas.
Tell me something about records management. How do you keep records of everything you are saying? Because you seem to know almost everything about the farm.
We have an app called Ag World, and all the all your financial information per paddock.
Is it egg?
Ag World.
Egg world.
If you Google that, you'll see that what they offer. So it's only as good as the information you put in. So you can tell, you can have your financials, what chemical you've used, any withholding periods, paddock history. So I can go and look at it and think, well, if this paddock's cost me, $500 a hectare to grow or whatever. So it's pretty good. And all our chemical stuff comes from the agronomist into Ag World. So we can, you're notified when we have to do something. So it's pretty good. So that works out well.
So when you do you record the date when you last planted here?
Yes. Yep. Plus I'll still write a diary.
Okay.
Yep. So, but yes, I could go and look up when the actual day we planted this. I know this paddock, we had a rainfall event, so some it's a little later again down this end. So this is where we store some of our grain. We've just finished building a couple of big silos here, so we've got a lot of dirt work to do here when it dries out.
Is it storage, or it's just you need to use them for something?
Yeah, so those bigger silos hold about 300 tonne.
Which ones? The ones in
the older looking ones. These new ones hold 100.
So the smaller ones hold 100?
Yeah, the bigger ones 300. These silos have just been finished being put up, so they hold 2,000 tonne each.
Okay. So what I'm just looking at.
So that is for if you want to put gas in them to stop the weevils, the bugs that eat the grain.
Yeah.
So it's part of to help protect it for that. So aeration to keep the grain cool and to store it better.
So at the moment, is there something here?
No, it's dead end. So these are only being finished built about 2 weeks ago.
Oh, 2 weeks ago.
So they're brand new this year.
So this is 2,000
tonne each.
tonnage.
So they're big flat bottom
Okay, flat bottom meaning
Flat bottom
to say,
with big augers inside.
okay.
See there, but they have big augers inside. It's too dark.
So it's like a big room, right?
Yeah.
And so grain is. So this is.
That's grain out.
Grain out.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's wait for her. So still 2,000.
Yeah, 2,000 ton approximately.
2,000 ton approximately.
Yeah.
So this, when you put in wheat, it's all wheat.
Yes, all wheat. Yes.
And when you put in, so you can use wheat here and the other crops, the other silos.
Ah, yes. Yep. Keep it separate. You can't mix the grain up. So.
And then, so you're saying this equipment, so you can
bring the grain out and load into trucks.
Yeah. So here
we have another auger that goes there. Another. Goes up.
The thing
truck,
that connects, that goes.
That blue thing over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it puts into the truck.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
So, talk to me about how the grain comes inside.
So the grain comes inside with one of these machines. So one of these machines over here, which is hooked onto a tractor.
Yeah.
And it has a hydraulic that lifts it up and goes into the lid up the top. And we bring our trucks come in and they tip grain in. And I might have to go along with that see that big stand up there with the lid up there? Yeah.
On the top there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So that thing, you mean that thing can get on top of there?
Yeah. It lifts up.
Yeah.
And then the truck comes in and tips it in the auger and away it goes up there.
Okay. So is there something that is blowing the grain?
No,
from
it's
the
got a big
like
screw. Yeah, like a
the blower.
Yeah, no, like a big worm that spins and carries it up.
Yep. Okay. And how long does it take to finish a truck? Like I saw the big trucks.
Probably
Because obviously
15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Doesn't take long.
That's too fast. I was expecting like 1 hour or 2 hours.
No, we haven't got time.
Okay.
So get it done quickly.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Then I see these like plumbing pipes going down. What is this for?
The white pipes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's for the gas, for to control the weevils and stuff that gets in the grain.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how that works.
So the intention of this is not just storage, but also it's not just temporal storage. You can store this for the entire season. You decide not to sell some of the grain and say, I will sell next year.
Yeah, we might say we'll keep that because in case it's dry next year and we have income. Yeah.
And then the price rises and then you can sort of manage your...
Yep, so all that involved. Yep,
okay.
So yes.
Then in that particular case, you would need a longer program for spraying, for managing pests or all.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So you want to be, we have people that help us with that.
Yeah.
Yep. So your management's long term. Yep.
So when you say gas, the gas is it put from there? Or?
Yes. Yep. Yes.
Okay, so then it goes into that.
Yeah, it goes in and
it's locked.
Yep.
Okay.
Totally sealed up. So so the gas can't get out, and it's done for X amount of time, and then you open it up and exhaust the gas.
Okay.
So
then in terms of security, I see most of this, not just here, many places. I just see the tanks are open. What if someone comes and offloads the grain?
You don't. I've never had it happen.
Okay. It's very surprising because it's not just here. I've seen even down there, we've seen tanks, but there's nobody.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. All right.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's good. That's good. How long does this thing last?
Oh, hopefully a lot of years.
Okay.
Yeah, you maintain it.
That one,
They're probably 20 years old, some of those guys.
20 years?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
And then these big pads over here where the August start, that's where we put our tarps down and put tarps in so we can store another 8,000 tonne roughly over there.
Is it the tube you were saying?
You put the plastic down?
Yeah.
Grain on top and then put plastic over the top.
Okay. There's absolutely no grass here except the few ones.
Yeah, we've sprayed this not long ago.
Sprayed it. Okay. It's very effective, isn't it?
Try and keep it tidy, yeah. So,
very effective.
Yeah, so, look, there's a lot of earthworks to be done here.
So this is like a business for you. So it's a family business, but it's a business. But what I wanted to find out, which is a question I'm asking all farmers, do you also invest in other areas which are not farming just to sort of balance out your investments?
Not a huge amount. I keep thinking we should be, but not a huge amount at this stage. Probably we have a little bit of real estate that's not farming wise, but probably not. We don't have another business, so to speak.
Okay. Someone was saying, one farmer was saying, no, I think it's a risk because I don't want to put money in a business that I don't know. I would rather.
Well, certainly, and this is a thing. This is pretty good going at this stage. Okay.
Yeah, I was just trying to find out because I have had different views from different people. What is profitable? Is it animals or cropping?
Probably for us, cropping's the most profitable.
Okay.
Yeah. But we've got to make use of the land that we cannot crop. So you've got to be doing something on it because it's too expensive to have sitting there doing nothing. So it's got to be used as well.
That makes sense. Which season are you less busy?
Oh, geez, you really don't have an off season. I don't think. You're probably, July, August is quieter time, probably. But normally you're either getting ready for it or finishing up from it, or that sort of thing. So I won't say there's a season where you say there's nothing to do.
Okay.
There's always something to do. There's maintenance, and there's always the biggest hours are probably in sowing and harvest is where you do your biggest hour, and spraying. Yeah, but depends what you're doing. But there's always something. There's always something to do.
I'm sure farmers are not always busy all the time. What do farmers do socially?
Oh, look, that's depends on the farmer and what his interests are. I think.
What is the most common that you find in this area? It's far from shops and whatever.
Yeah, look, I think some people like travelling. Some people like, going to the beach. Some people like riding horses and doing campcraft. Some people like, there's quite a range of things. Some people like playing different sports. Depends how old you are. Some people like just, socialising, going out, different, things. But so there's a whole range of things you can do. So, anything from travelling to sport to, riding horses, doing old cars, like anyone else, whatever their interest, wherever their interests take them.
How do you share knowledge about farming with colleagues around here? How are you doing it?
I think nothing formal. I think it's amazing what you'll learn when you have a beer with someone, or you might go to some field days, etc., and a lot of talking. And it's amazing what you learn from your agronomist and what he sees other farmers doing, and what we're doing, and what's working and not working. So there's all those scenarios.
How important is it for children to be involved in the business? In your case, your son, whether or not they're involved. business over in the same family?
Oh, look, it's very important, but if they don't want to be here, well, it's not a really good life. They've got to want to be in the business, and if they don't want to be in the business, that is fine, and that probably changes your outlook on the business too. Like whether you keep getting it bigger or whether you get to the stage where you stop, and you might get to the age where we'll sell it. We'll sell out, and because there's no one coming home, so there's no point being here at 90 trying to run this thing. It just gets out of control. So that if your family's coming home, you can drive the business to where you think it's got to be. And if we had no family coming home, well, I'd eventually sell this.